So when I say the word tortilla, many people think about this. Others will envision this. But today I'm going to show you how to make a Spanish tortilla. Come on, let's get started.
Todo queda sabroso.
So when we talk about the food of Spain, several things come to mind: sangria, paella, tapas. And one of the mainstays on the tapas menu is a dish that is celebrated across Spain, and that is the Spanish tortilla. It's an omelet that has potatoes and onions, and it is delicious. Come on, let me show you. We're going to start off with the potatoes. Traditionally, Yukon Golds are used, but you can use other potatoes as well. These are baby Yukon, and I love this because the skin is so thin that I don't have to peel it. I don't have to cut it as well. So if you had larger Yukon potatoes, you would have to cut it in half, maybe even in quarters, depending on the size. But here, all I have to do is slice it down. Now, in regards to slicing, you can do it by hand, with a knife. If you have those knife skills, right, you can cut them fairly thin. The only thing is that they're not going to come out uniform, right? As you can see, I have a thick piece here, thinner piece here. So I suggest you invest in a Mandoline. This is fairly inexpensive, but it makes prepping a whole lot easier. I just set how thick or thin I want it, and then I have a guard here, but I'm just going to show you. Just run that potato across that blade. When it gets down, then I like to use the guard, and it gives you perfect potatoes. So Spanish tortillas are great as a brunch item because it's traditionally served at room temperature. So you could actually make the tortilla ahead of time and have it ready to go when you're ready to serve. And so here I have my thinly sliced potatoes. This is about 2 pounds of potatoes. And I'll just put it in this bowl. Another ingredient that is traditional in Spanish tortilla is onions. So let's cut those. So I have 2 onions here that I'm going to simply slice thinly. And these onions you can slice by hand. Just want thin slices. Get a little fancy. So here we have our onions. We're going to combine that with our potatoes. I'm going to add 1 cup, and I know that seems like it's a lot, but we're going to strain it afterwards and then reuse it. Now we're going to add our potato and onion mixture. And we're just going to move that around. We're going to nestle everything down so that the oil comes in contact with every potato and every slice of onion. As it continues to cook, you just keep moving everything around, making sure everything is coming in contact with that oil. We're going to do that for about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. You can see the onions have begun to caramelize. I tasted the potatoes. They're just about done. And so now I'm going to strain it, reserving that liquid. Okay, so here I have a bowl with a strainer, and I'm just going to pour the potato onion mixture, allowing that oil to drip down into the bowl. So while the potatoes are draining, we're going to prepare our eggs. I have about 8 eggs here. I figure about 4 eggs for every pound of potatoes. Since I have about 2 pounds of potatoes, I'm using 8 eggs. And then just going to beat the eggs until all the yolks are broken, everything is incorporated. Okay, so here I have my potato onion mixture that I strained and I allowed to cool down a bit, because once we add the egg, I don't want the egg to scramble because of the heat. Then we're simply going to add the egg to the potato mixture. Now I want to season. I wait until everything was together so that everything gets seasoned all at once. I'm going to add a couple healthy pinches of salt, some cracked black pepper, And this is optional, but I'm going to add some red pepper flakes just for a little spice. Going to mix all that around. Very important step. We're going to allow this to sit for about 15 minutes. And the starches that are in the potato are going to combine with the egg. Everything's going to bind together so that when we fry our tortilla, everything is one cohesive unit. Okay, so I have that reserved oil that we drained, and I'm heating it over medium-high heat. And now we're going to add our egg and potato mixture that has been resting for about 15 minutes, and we're going to put it directly into our oil. Okay, here's the tricky part is we need to invert the tortilla. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a plate on top, and then we're simply going to invert it. Now, it will get messy because you'll have a little bit of egg mixture that's on the top that will spill out a little bit. Just try the best you can. Try to do it quickly. And then we simply take that and we slide it back into the pan to allow that other side to cook. Okay, so now we're going to serve. I'm going to take that beautiful Spanish tortilla, transfer it to our plate. Look at that beauty. I like to serve this with a little salad, marinated tomatoes, mushrooms, olives, garlic. Perfect brunch.